I'm Susie, a 32-year-old fashion designer living the dream in New York City. Right now, I'm sitting in my sleek penthouse, sketching my latest design while my 6-month-old daughter Emma babbles in her playpen. Life's pretty sweet. My husband Mark, a high-powered real estate developer, walks in, grinning from ear to ear. Babe, guess what? Vogue wants to feature your new line. I practically leap off the couch, nearly spilling my coffee. Are you serious? This is huge. Mark wraps me in a bear hug, lifting me off my feet. You deserve it, Susie. You're taking the fashion world by storm. Just then, the doorbell rings. It's Vanessa, Mark's sister, looking as polished as ever. She sweeps over to kiss my cheeks, exclaiming, "Congratulations, darling. I just heard the news and we simply must celebrate." I smile, but there's always something about her that unsettles me. It's subtle. Just a look now and then, like she's sizing me up. I push the feeling aside. Thanks, Vanessa. Coffee? Oh, I'd love to, but I actually came to talk to Mark about something. She slips into his office, closing the door behind her. Moments later, I hear Mark's voice rise. Vanessa, this is the third time this month. I can keep bailing you out. When Vanessa leaves, her smile seems a little forced and Mark looks stressed. Everything okay? I ask. He sighs. Just Vanessa being Vanessa. Don't worry about it. Later that week, we're at dinner with my best friend, Olivia, and her husband, Jake. Emma's with the sitter, and we're enjoying some adult time. So, Susie, Olivia teases, how's life in the lap of luxury? I laugh. Oh, the American dream, successful career, amazing husband, beautiful baby, and a sister-in-law who's always around. Jake chuckles. Ah, the lovely Vanessa, right? He winks, and Mark shifts uncomfortably. Vanessa's family. She's just going through a rough patch, he mutters. As we say our goodbyes, Olivia pulls me aside. You okay? You seemed a bit off tonight. I hesitate. It's probably nothing. Vanessa's just been around a lot lately, and, I don't know. Maybe I'm being paranoid. Olivia squeezes my arm. Trust your gut, honey. Keep your eyes open. The next day, we're at Mark's parents' house for a family dinner. As dessert wraps up, his father, Richard, clears his throat. I have an announcement, he says gravely. I've decided to update my will. Silence falls. Vanessa's eyes bore into me as Richard continues. I want to ensure my grandchildren are provided for. There will be some significant changes. As we drive home that night, a sense of unease settles over me. What changes? Why do I feel like our perfect life is on the edge of a storm? In the weeks that follow, tension runs high. Vanessa's around even more, and one afternoon, I overhear her on the phone in our guest room. I'm telling you, Mark deserves better, she's saying, her tone venomous. That gold digger has her claws in deep. My heart pounds. She's talking about me. I confront her, but Vanessa just smiles coolly. Oh, Susie. Just chatting with a friend about a show, she says, her eyes glinting. Her smile never reaches them. At a charity gala, a few nights later, I notice Vanessa whispering to some of our friends, their glances toward me sharp with pity and judgment. Feeling the sudden chill, I turn to Olivia. What's going on? I ask. Olivia's face softens. You haven't heard. Vanessa's been telling people you're cheating on Mark with your fashion photographer. My jaw drops. What? That's insane. I would never. I know, honey, but people are talking. A new sense of dread twists in my stomach. It seems Vanessa's set on tearing my life apart, and I don't know how to stop her. I confronted Mark that night. Did you hear what your sister's been saying about me? He sighed, rubbing his temples. Susie, people gossip. Just ignore it. Ignore it, Mark? She's trying to ruin my reputation. You're overreacting, he said, a hint of impatience in his voice. It's probably just new mom stress talking. I couldn't believe he was brushing it off. A week later, we hosted a family dinner. I was proudly showing off my latest sketches when Vanessa reached for the wine bottle and accidentally spilled red wine all over them. Oh no, she exclaimed, barely concealing a smirk. I'm so clumsy. I clenched my jaw, forcing a smile. It's fine, I have backups. Later, Olivia pulled me aside. Susie, we need to talk. I'd overheard Vanessa on the phone yesterday. She's planning something big. My stomach dropped. What do you mean? I couldn't catch everything, but she mentioned your designs and sabotage. Be careful, okay? The next day, Richard called a family meeting. We gathered in his study, the air thick with tension. I've made my decision about the will, he announced. I'm leaving a significant portion of my estate to Emma. Vanessa's face flushed red. What about me? You'll receive a modest sum, but Emma's share will be substantial, Richard replied. Susie and Mark will act as trustees until she's of age. As we left, Vanessa brushed past me, whispering venomously, "This isn't over." That night, I tossed and turned, the weight of Vanessa's threat gnawing at me. Mark stirred beside me. What's wrong? I'm worried about Vanessa. She's been acting strange ever since your dad's announcement. He sighed. Susie, please, she's family. Can't you just try to get along? I sat up, frustration simmering. Get along. She's spreading rumors about me, sabotaging my work, and now she's threatening me. Threatening you? Don't you think you're being a bit dramatic? I stared at him, stunned. Why won't you believe me? Let's just get some sleep. Things will look better in the morning. But as I lay there, I knew this wasn't something sleep would fix. Vanessa was on a warpath, and for some reason Mark couldn't, or wouldn't, see it. I realized I was on my own and needed to protect myself and Emma. Over the next few days, unsettling things started happening. Emma's favorite teddy bear kept appearing in strange places, and the nursery window was open twice, despite me remembering to close it. Mark, have you been moving things around in Emma's room? I asked. He looked at me like I'd lost it. No. Why? I don't know. Something just feels wrong. He sighed, exasperated. Susie, you're being paranoid again. That was the last straw. I ordered a set of nanny cams and installed them while Mark was at work. Call me crazy, but I needed peace of mind. A few days later, I checked the footage, and my blood ran cold. There was Vanessa, rifling through her desk drawers, muttering, "Where is it? There has to be a copy of the will somewhere." As I fast-forwarded, my heart nearly stopped. Vanessa was leaning over Emma's crib, whispering something. I turned up the volume. You little brat, you're ruining everything. If only you'd never been born. My hands shook as I texted Olivia. You were right. Vanessa's up to something. I need your help. The following weekend, we hosted a family barbecue on our balcony. Emma was in her stroller, giggling at everyone. I stepped inside to grab more drinks when my phone buzzed with a notification from the nanny cam. I checked the feed, and my heart dropped. Vanessa was slowly pushing Emma's stroller toward the balcony's edge, glancing around to ensure no one was watching. I dropped the drinks, my pulse roaring in my ears. Emma, I screamed, bursting onto the balcony and lunging for the stroller just as it teetered dangerously close to the edge. I grabbed the handle and pulled it back, holding Emma close as she wailed in fright. Vanessa stumbled back, her face a mask of shock and something darker. What the hell is going on? Mark shouted, eyes darting between us. I turned to Vanessa, fury making my voice tremble. Tell them what you were about to do. I don't know what you're talking about, she stammered, feigning innocence. I was just looking at the view with Emma. Liar, I screamed, pulling out my phone. I have it all on video, the snooping, the threats, everything. Mark's face strained as he watched the footage. He turned to her, his expression darkening. Vanessa, how could you? Her resolve crumbled, tears streaming down her face. It's not fair. I'm family too. Why does that little brat get everything? Richard stepped forward, his voice cutting through the tension. Because you're not family, not anymore. As she was led away, sobbing and screaming, Mark turned to me, his eyes full of regret. Susie, I'm so sorry. I should have believed you. I cradled Emma close, hurt and anger finally catching up with me. Yeah, you should have. That night, as I checked on Emma for the 100th time, an idea struck. I grabbed my sketchpad and began drawing furiously, losing myself in the designs. By morning, the room was filled with sketches. Mark came in, surprised. What's all this? My new line, I said, smiling. I'm calling it Guardian Angel. It's about protection, empowerment. I held up one of the sketches. This one's a baby monitor disguised as a teddy bear. And here's a stroller with built-in safety features. I want to turn this nightmare into something positive. Mark's face softened. Susie, I know I messed up. Big time. How can I make this right? I looked at him, seeing the sincerity in his eyes. We need a fresh start, away from here, away from all these memories. He nodded slowly, determination setting in. Whatever you need. Soon after, we moved into a new place. Olivia and Jake dropped by to help us settle in, bringing champagne. To new beginnings. Olivia toasted, grinning. Sweet digs, Jake whistled, looking around. How's the fashion line coming along? It's almost ready, I said, excitement bubbling up. The show's next month. Mark wrapped an arm around me. She's going to blow everyone away. For the first time in months, I felt hopeful. The ninth of the fashion show arrived, and as I peeked out from backstage, I spotted Mark in the front row, Emma perched on his lap. Richard and Olivia sat beside them, pride radiating from their faces. The lights dimmed, and I took a deep breath as the first model stepped onto the runway, showing off a chic coat with hidden safety features. The crowd gasped, appreciative murmurs filling the room. As the final model walked off, I stepped onto the runway. The applause was deafening. Mark rose, Emma clapping in his arms, and I blew them a kiss, my heart swelling. At the after-party, Richard pulled me aside, his expression full of warmth. "Susie, I want you to know how proud I am. You turned tragedy into triumph." I smiled, watching as Mark twirled Emma in his arms. "Sometimes," I said softly, "we all have a guardian angel inside us. We just need a reminder to let it out." As I joined my family on the dance floor, I knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, we face them together, stronger than ever. What about you? If you were in Susie's shoes, would you have forgiven Mark for dubbing you? Or would his initial disbelief have been a deal breaker? Share your thoughts in the comments.